and gentlemen, the anticipation. Did we do that well? So you're getting kind of antsy, like what's going to happen? We wanted that suspense. It's part of the effect. And also, we were just doing toasts, of course, because we're at a fancy gala. Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for being there. And Betsy, way to warm up the crowd. Really nice. Welcome to Compassion Over Hate, virtual gala. And hello to everybody who's joining us out there. So my name is Jolene Zhang, and I'm a third-generation Seattleite. And I'm Japanese, Chinese, and Swedish, fourth generation in America. I am so pleased to be able to be here and uplift the Vietnamese community. Our co-host is DC Donahue. She's an educator, a volunteer instructor, curriculum director here at Helping Link. DC, hello.
Hey now, thank you, Jolene. I am delighted to be here virtually with you all tonight to co-host our gala. Hello to all of our guests, scholars, staff, board, and supporters of the wonderful Helping Link Mo Yo Noye. For those of you who don't know Jolene, she is a wonder. She is a cultural explorer, a podcaster, reporter, and a passionate and unstoppable advocate for Stop Asian Hate and for social justice. Woo! We appreciate her joining us directly from Helping Link Mo Yo Noye office, which is looking very fancy tonight.
Oh, we are definitely fancy here. Limo driver, can you get me some bubble tea? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, no, it is lovely. And our friends here at Catalyst Presents are providing technology and fixing trouble so we can make this happen and to celebrate tonight. I think we even have a gal going to say hello, hello. Oh, sorry to yell in your ear. I didn't know that. So now let's get this party started. I'd also like to thank all of our sponsors, especially the resilient sponsors. So that's Amazon, Amera Group, Group Health Foundation, and Lucky 7 Foundation, and inspiration sponsors. Macrina, oh yes, I've got some bling in my hair. Looks good. Thank you for that. Okay. And our inspiration sponsors, Macrina Bakery, Silver Creek Capital Management, and Seattle Public Utilities.
Yay. Jolene, I think everyone would agree that this past year, or is it a year and a half, has been difficult. But I am thrilled to report that Helping Link clients, staff, volunteers, and supporters have joined together and risen to the occasion in remarkable ways, which we'll hear more about tonight.
Yes, it's been a year, hasn't it? A year and a half. It's been very interesting, very exciting in many different ways. We do have important speakers to hear tonight, but first, we want to invite you to go ahead and donate. You can text 44321. 44321. You text that number, and in the body of that text, put HL, Helping Link, HL 2021. What will happen is you will get a link. It will send you a link you can directly donate. So go ahead and do that. You can do that anytime. Now is a good time. And also, our virtual auction is open. So there is a link in the chat for both the text as well as the auction. And you can go ahead and take a peek right now and start bidding. I think that's what you should do. Go ahead. Hey, DC.
Check it out now. All right, now it is my honor to introduce the Executive Director of Helping Link Mo Yo Noye, Minh Duc Nguyen. When she was a child, Minh Duc escaped from Vietnam as a refugee during the Vietnam War. 28 years ago, she was instrumental in the founding of Helping Link. She has served as its executive director ever since. Tonight, she has a few words to share as she reflects on Helping Link's past and its purpose going forward. Minh Duc.
Kính chào quý vị. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for taking the time to celebrate Helping Link 28 years of offering compassionate service to the Vietnamese American of King County. In a world where people are continually displaced by necessity or by choice, when leaving home is somehow safer or better than staying at home. There have always been a need for a bridge to span the distance and lantern hold up to light the way. For almost 3 decades now, Helping Lực Một Yếu Nối have been the bridge and hold the lantern for Vietnamese immigrant and refugee resettling in Seattle. Tonight, our Compassion Over Hate virtual gala, I'm pleased to have a few minutes to reflect on this year and the continued mission and nature of the Helping Link Bridge. The last 19 months have been of challenges. We lost clients to COVID, we lost the ability to meet and connect in person, and we have witnessed indescribable stress and hardship among our clientele. In response, Helping Link have been present with the losses. We have pivoted and adapted by moving our ESL citizenship technology lesson online, and we have engaged in a tireless effort to remain mission-driven, supporting clients with a lifeline in their search for a better life. In addition, we meet the challenge of COVID and provided information and education about the virus, as well as practical support for our clients to get the vaccine. As each of our clients is connected to multiple family members, and our message is circulated in the greater Vietnamese American community, thousands of people have been touched this year by Helping Link. We did these things during a time of upheaval in our society, both locally and at a national level. We have not been discouraged. Hate cannot deter us on our path. It can only inspire us to greater effort. Among our volunteer, our board, and our funder, there is the firm belief that although hate seems strong, compassion is stronger. The challenge of this year has been met by our volunteer, board, and funder with increased humanitarian effort as we advocate for our clients' struggle and for justice. It is important to remember that compassion is not a feeling or a state of mind. As Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us, compassion is a thing we must do. Compassion, Hanh tells us, it is a verb. At Helping Link, we take Hanh call very seriously and to heart. Thank you for walking with us on this journey to bring compassion action to those in need.
Thank you, Minh Duc. It's so important to hear what your community is going through and what we can do and how you're adjusting and able to move forward, and compassion over hate. We and the Vietnamese and also the Vietnamese community are really fortunate to have you in Helping Link, providing support and assistance and creating a safe space. And you did talk about Stop Asian Hate, and unfortunately, education is so important. The general public really does not know what Asians are going through, and Asians are attacked nearly every single day. And I made an attack timeline so people actually believe me when I say there is an attack. And hate isn't just in Chinatowns, it's everywhere. Where I'm from, I'm in North Seattle, I know 3 Asians who were drove at by cars. And one of them was driven, a baby was one of the people who was driven at. Luckily they were okay. But there are many incidents like this, so I appreciate that you are with Helping Link and helping them to give resources and how to stay safe and how to learn about COVID. It's so important. There are over 1,000 Asian seniors in this community, and there are also 2 groups of angels who walk around and try and protect the patrons here. Yet still there are many attacks, and so that is why we need your help to help our Vietnamese and our Asian friends, to give them education, also communication of what's happening right now. So please go in the chat and text to 44321 and text HL 2021, and the auction is also open. We need allies out there to help support and hear our stories. Helping Link has also joined with other AAPI organizations to denounce hate crimes and advocate for better protections in Little Saigon. And the CID, thank you, we need you.
Thank you, Jolene, for all your work, your energy and effort to raise awareness and to make the world a more just and better place. As you say, Helping Link has been an advocate for Vietnamese immigrants and refugees resettling in Seattle for almost 3 decades now, providing resources and referrals and building a vibrant, resilient community. There has been hardship in this community, no doubt, and there has also been success. Tonight, we have a wonderful story to share about one refugee from Vietnam, in which we get to see where he is today. One of our partners, the Macrina Bakery, has grown into a flourishing business while being a strong supporter of the Vietnamese community. So let's take a look behind the scenes at Macrina Bakery.
Macrina started in 1993 in a small little 467 square foot spot. There was a contest in the Sunset magazine, and it was for the best sourdough in the Pacific Northwest. Macrina got second, and that's what really put us on the map. We took our small little bakery and we were able to actually bring a night crew in, really needing to find devoted, intuitive employees to really help us build the business. 6 months after we opened, I met Phoon Bui.
They opened the same time when I came to United States. You want to work? I said, yes.
We were looking for a dishwasher.
Dishwasher, it's okay. I said, yes. I don't mind, I can work any job.
I was attracted to his positivity. You could feel his work ethic.
Yeah, I still keep working, and whenever I have time, I try to help.
Can I help with that? May I help with this? He just expanded his set of skills and just made himself invaluable to us. We started with 8 employees in 1993, and now we have close to 200 employees, 5 cafes, a production facility, probably close to 40,000 square feet here.
We hire all the people. We accept all the people, you know.
Phoon had these connections with his church, had these connections with friends, family, and brought, you know, all these very like-minded people to work with us. So our relationship with Helping Link has always been strong. Because we have this really wonderful diverse group of employees, Helping Link has helped us to empower our employees with more use of the English language, with computer skills, with community.
Some people, they don't know how to learn the computer, iPad, something like that. They're teaching them, you know.
We really made this commitment to make sure we were translating all of our documents. Helping Link has been very, very helpful in getting us translators. We want our employees to grow with us. Helping Link has totally helped us do that, yeah. Phoon will say he's proud of what he does here at Macrina, but I think what he's most proud of is the opportunities that he's given to, you know, so many of the people in his community that have come to Seattle.
Wow, what an amazing story. What a great partner for Helping Link. Thank you so much, Leslie, Phoon, and Macrina. Jolene, did you know that Macrina's banh mi baguette is actually named after Phoon?
You know what? You told me that during dress rehearsal, but so then, yes.
It is true. They call it the Bui bun, named after Phoon Bui. Phoon took the lead on developing an authentic banh mi, and he involved many of his fellow Vietnamese bakers at Macrina, even seeking out and testing recipes from various cousins and parents, both here and back in Vietnam.
And in my tummy, you can't see because the camera doesn't see it, but I have a bui bun. It was tasty. And you know, I've had many banh mi. So lucky. Sorry, you're in Portland.
Oh, I'm not just a little bit jealous. I wish I could be there with you guys tonight, but I'm located way south in Portland, joining you remotely, just as I have joined the scholars of English at Helping League remotely on Zoom every Tuesday and Thursday evening for the past year. Let me tell you a little bit about my time with the Helping Link scholars. First of all, we refer to the English language learners at Helping Link as scholars because student feels a little diminishing, like there's a teacher up here and a student down here. That is not the hierarchy at Helping Link. We recognize our scholars as the capable, dedicated, earnest, and autonomous learners that they are. Ranging in age from 13 to 86, each scholar I've encountered this year has brought passion, integrity, and purpose to their learning, enthusiastically completing optional homework, often seeking additional outside learning opportunities, asking questions, taking risks, and most beautifully, helping one another excel all along the way. I have seen scholars connect over sorrow and success, forming a vital community, even in this age of isolation. I learned from Jolene's excellent and educational website, jolenejang.com, that only about half of the Asian immigrant population in our country speaks English. I hadn't realized that this was true, and it inspires me to greater effort to provide materials and lessons to our scholars as they wend their way toward fluency. After all, each scholar has his or her own unique experience, perspective, and contributions to make. And equipped with the English language, their voices will be heard loud and clear. May it be so.
DC, thank you for all you do, and Min Duk and all the volunteers at Helping Link. 1 in 6 in California, 1 in 6 eligible voters are Asian. So now if we can get more skills, more knowledge, and more education, we can get voting. So thank you for doing all that. And that's why we need everybody out there to join and support Helping Link. Make the gift right now by texting to the number 44321, and in the body of the text, HL 2021. It will give you a link so you could directly donate. And that's also in the chat. And, you know, think about this. We have DC out there, and there's at least 75 scholars learning and wanting knowledge. That's over 40 volunteers. And we heard Min talk about 1,000 people that are receiving. Let's do this. We need your contribution. And this money also goes to help people get the knowledge so they can get their medical care, get COVID information, get school basics. So go ahead and donate now. And guess what? We have, I think you already know this, but our audacious goal is $100,000. Now, we actually have the possibility of getting there. Oh, right now, let's see where we're at. We're at 68,000. Elaine Kitamura. Hey, Elaine. Diane, Lita, Rising Sun Accounting, Liam. Thank you. We can get there. So go ahead and go to the chat. And we also want to thank our donors who have given a little bit earlier, and sponsors. And let's get this done. Go ahead, DC.
Hey, I would just like to repeat, Helping Link needs your support to continue to offer the kind of education, compassion, connection, and care that you've heard about tonight. As a volunteer instructor, I've seen firsthand how Helping Link knits together a community that changes lives. I've also seen what it takes for Ming Duke, the staff, and our volunteers to offer the services we provide. With your contributions, you can help to ensure the sustainability of Helping Link today and in the future.
Guess what? There is a matching pool. There is a matching pool. We have a group of donors who have come together and will match up to $8,000. So that means if you were going to give $200, poof, $400, or your $10, $20. I bet you can do math better than I can. So if you're going to give, now is the time because we can match up to $8,000. And let me just go ahead and recognize the group who have done this. So that's Vietwald Grocery, which is right over there, Walter Immert, and the Seattle Seahawks. I just forgot the guy I was just talking to, and the Helping Link Board of Directors, and an anonymous donor. So thank you. Let's do this matching pool. Your donation will go so much further. So we'll be back to check that, to check the status in a moment. But first, I want to go ahead and introduce our next speaker. So when Trang Dang Tu was 2 years old, her family came here from Vietnam, and it was her parents and 7 siblings. So growing up, she watched her parents work really hard and take advantage of the opportunities. It was only later that she understood the challenges faced by newcomers. English as a second language, I'm sure being teased and bullied, made fun of, thought of as a docile Asian, and of course being thought of as a perpetual foreigner. Trang graduated from Harvard with a bachelor's degree in economics and a master's degree in urban planning. She invested a lot of her time in volunteering in the community, inspired by her own and her family's experiences. These indelible marks form the motivation and inspiration for Trang's life work, a passion for empowering those among the most disadvantaged, refugees and immigrants, women and girls, and underserved communities. Please welcome Trang Dang Tu.
Hello everyone, and thank you to Helping Link for inviting me to serve as keynote speaker tonight. I'm truly honored and grateful. But I have to confess, when I heard the theme compassion over hate, I wasn't sure quite what that meant or even if I agreed with it. Because if you're someone like me, for whom acting with righteous anger when faced with injustice is core to your being, compassion can sound like being passive or too nice or even giving in. In those moments when it's hard for me to balance compassion and righteous anger, I sometimes think about what I've learned from my family, especially my parents, who dedicated their lives to serving our Vietnamese community after we resettled in the U.S. after the war. How they, along with other community leaders, supported our own, forming mutual aid associations, establishing a Vietnamese language school, and organizing events to bring the community together and preserve cultural identity, especially for us youngsters, while also pushing the government and public leaders to serve our community's needs, including protesting refugee repatriation and advocating for refugee resettlement. Growing up surrounded by their efforts, I couldn't help but be deeply influenced. Yet, I've also had to walk my own path and find my own approach when it comes to community work. It's taken time, and sometimes it's still a struggle, but it's heartening when I feel I can find a way to use my authentic voice to push back against injustice. I remember in my 20s spending half a year in a Vietnamese refugee camp in the Philippines, when the UN decided to kick out all humanitarian agencies to try to push people to repatriate. I and other volunteers shifted to teaching classes overtly, and then went to see the military commander in charge to seek permission for us to stay. And then in my 30s, after Hurricane Katrina, I spent the winter in the Gulf Coast, supporting the Vietnamese community to fight city rebuilding plans that would displace residents and convert their neighborhoods to green space. Most recently, I engaged in advocacy for COVID vaccine equity. Late last year, I was searching for vaccine information for my mother, who is now 90 with late-stage dementia and who lives with me as her primary caregiver. I learned that elders being cared for at home,
who are more likely to be elders of color and refugees and immigrants, weren't in vaccine distribution plans, let alone prioritized. At the time, policymakers were even considering putting them at the end of the line. This infuriated me. So I started reaching out to community leaders, including Chị Minh Đức at Helping Link. Thankfully, she and many others shared my concerns, and collectively we advocated for the next 6 months for vaccine equity for BIPOC elders and communities. We pushed for change in both policy and operations at state, county, and city levels, and we did mutual aid, finding vaccine appointments in real time and sharing those with our BIPOC community networks to help level the playing field. I was pleased that our collective efforts led to results including the state adding elders being cared for at home as a priority group, BIPOC communities being given early access to public sites, and growing public awareness of the many inequities in the rollout. At a personal level, a few of the moments I especially appreciated were comments I received from 2 senior government officials who led their agency's responses to us. One, a state staff, wrote, "Thank you for your strong yet kind advocacy on behalf of the community and for holding government institutions accountable to truly integrate an equity lens." The other, a city department head, expressed similar sentiments. It meant a lot to me that while being staunch and uncompromising in our advocacy, we were able to do it in a way that led to these reactions from government staff. As I recall these experiences, I am reminded that we can demand justice without demonizing people. We can stand in our convictions and also be constructive and collaborative. And Helping Link achieves this balance so well in all of its work. They are a bridge across generations and between communities and the systems that serve them. On the one hand, working with families to provide needed services while also pushing government leaders to serve our communities equitably. Ever since my own early days as a volunteer for Helping Link, and over the years watching the team remain steadfast in its mission, I've seen how truly dedicated this organization is, and how much it embodies the theme of compassion over hate. At the end of the day, I believe that even if you want to tear down an unjust policy or system, you still have to build something back up. And to do that, you need people and collective efforts like Helping Link. And those people and efforts need support in order to deliver results. I would invite and urge everyone to invest in Helping Link by generously giving what you can, to help ensure that our public institutions are accountable to the communities they serve, and that vulnerable families get the critical support they need to thrive. Thank you so much.
I'm inspired. DC, I'm in an interview trying about her story and how she started with Helping Link and throughout her career and still going and advocating for our elders. I am inspired. Oh, holy moly. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for giving. Wow. Yeah, let's get that back on the screen again. Let's see. Our goal is 100,000 and we still, oh my goodness. Okay. Yes, we are almost there. 93,232. That is amazing. Thank you, Dittman and Catherine, Virginia, Stuart, Miley. That is exciting. Now, let's get all the way there. We still have the matching. It's up to $8,000 of matching. Go ahead and text to the number 44321 and HL 2021 to get that link. It's also in the chat window. And the auction is still live as well. Take it away, DC.
Okay, so what do you say we check in on some of those auction items? If you're joining us from either YouTube or Facebook, just click on the link in the chat window to go to the auction. Then, to bid, click on the Register to Bid button in the upper left-hand corner. Just enter your information and you can start bidding. There are some great items. Jolene, can you tell us a little more about the auction items?
Well, yes, I can. All right. Well, we have a number of bid items, And I think what I'm seeing right now is what they're at right now. Okay, so let's talk about these. So we have the 2 airline tickets. I think, I don't know, I could use the vacation. And you can go anywhere they fly. There are no blackout dates. And that is currently at $1,300, which is great. So let's keep it going. And then we have 5 nights stay in a luxury hotel in Maui. So that currently is at $1,100. And you know what? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to just go ahead and win both of those and have this vacation with the airline tickets and the 5 days? And we have the Seahawks tickets. These Seahawk tickets, they are on Halloween, so you can get dressed up as well. Currently, that is up for $600. And Basa, so this, if you want to take a little mini vacay, go over to Bainbridge Island. This is with 6 to 8 of your friends. Basa is at $500 right now. And best of all, learn Vietnamese, the easiest language to learn, right? Am I right? So your instructor would be Minh Duc, and of course, the executive director. So learn Vietnamese. So get on that auction and you can donate with a text. Thank you so much for being here tonight and supporting Helping Link. There are so many people who are helped by this, and also it's a way to get to know other cultures. And remember, stop Asian hate. All right, DC, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you also on behalf of the Helping Link staff, volunteers, and scholars. I'd like to express how deeply grateful we are for your support. To close the evening, we will have a folk dance from the Buddhist Youth Association, GDPT Liu Quan, from the Ko Lam Temple. But before we enjoy the folk dance video, we have a few words from Helping Link Board Chair, Carrie George. Carrie is a retired business executive whose father served in Vietnam and whose in-laws opened their home to a Vietnamese family after the 1975 evacuation. These experiences built in Carrie a long-time connection to the Vietnamese community. Today, she is happy to be able to support this community through board service. Jolene and I will say our farewells while you listen to what Carrie has to say and then enjoy the folk dance.
Thank you all so much for coming. I hope you've had a wonderful evening. As we close, I want to tell you why I support Helping Link. So first, there's the data. Washington State has the 3rd largest Vietnamese immigrant and refugee population in the country. We're tied with Florida. This population skews older than the general population. 32% of employed Vietnamese immigrants and refugees work in service industries, which, as you know, were hard hit in the pandemic. 46% of Vietnamese Americans report they are not proficient in English. That's almost half. Many Vietnamese, of course, in the US are successful, but not all. Poverty does continue to be a problem in the Vietnamese community. So that's the head side. But I mostly support Helping Link because my heart is with Helping Link's clients. I've seen the joy on the faces of our scholars when they proudly showcase their English language skills at the end of a quarter. And I'm so grateful that the Vietnamese people who were frightened in the early days of the pandemic about whether they would be able to feed their kids, about how they paid their bills, about whether they'd get sick, I'm so glad they had Helping Link to call upon. We got people the information they needed in Vietnamese. We helped connect them with services. We figured it out. We did what it took to meet their needs. Helping Link's community speaks to my heart. That's why I'm here, and that's the community you are supporting by being here tonight. So once again, thank you for coming. And thank you to our sponsors, including Macrina Bakery, which contributed so much to the success of this evening. Thank you to Amazon, AmeriGroup, Group Health, the Lucky 7 Foundation, and our other sponsors. And we hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening.